So last night after teaching, I'd given my GCE for 2025 this particular exercise, and I just want us to revise through this together. And for those of you that are interested in starting lessons with me, this is the right time that you have for you to start lessons. Like you've seen, we are just doing some basics here. So before we go into details, let's start together. We understand these basics even as we move and make chemistry, mathematics, and other subjects simple. The question was saying, identify the processes and state if the process is endothermic or exothermic. So you know what this means. Endo meaning that the process is absorbing heat from the surrounding. Exothermic means the process is releasing heat to the surrounding. This is what we need to understand. We go to the first process, process A. So we ask ourselves, process A, we've got a liquid that is changing to a solid. What do we call this process? Liquid changing to a solid, that is what? Freezing. That process is freezing. Is it endothermic or exothermic? So freezing is exothermic. For freezing to take place, heat must be released to the surrounding so that it can be frozen. So it is an exothermic. Freezing is an exothermic. We move to B. What is B? B, we've got now a solid that is changing to a liquid. So solid changing to a liquid, what do we call this process? It is melting. So is melting endothermic or exothermic? Melting is endothermic. For melting to take place, there must be heat that should be absorbed from the surrounding. So it is an endothermic reaction. I guess we are moving together. You are able to see how these things are happening. We now move to the next one. So we move to the next one. That is C. C is what we've got a liquid that is changing to a gas. So liquid to gas, that is what? Boiling. That process is called boiling. Then you ask yourself, is boiling an endothermic or exothermic? You know that if you get a liquid, you are applying heat so that that liquid can be changed to a gas. So you are applying heat, meaning the liquid is absorbing heat, meaning it is an endothermic reaction. That is an what? Endothermic reaction. So it is an endothermic. We move to D. What is D? D is what? We've got now a gas that is now changing to a liquid. So gas to liquid, it is called condensation. This is what you need to understand. So condensation, is it an endothermic or exothermic? Have you seen? We've got this one, gas, changing to a liquid. This one is an exo. For condensation to take place, heat must be released to the environment. So it is an exothermic reaction. This is an exothermic. So this is what you need to know and understand. We now move on to these processes that are here. So we've got these processes that you need to know and understand. So the first one, we've got a process by which a solid changes to gas and the gas changes to a solid. These two processes are called, that is sublimation or solidification. So that process, this is sublimation. So this process here, that is here, have you seen this? This is sublimation. So process E and F, both processes are sublimations because this is a direct change of a gas to a solid or solid to gas, a direct change. So that is what sublimation. This is what you need to understand. This is just sublimation, direct change. So the process by which a gas, this gas will change to a solid. So gas changing to a solid, you need to understand that for that process to happen, this one must absorb heat. So this one must do what? This one must absorb heat. But for it to happen, so the process by which now, so this one, the process by which a gas changes to a solid, so gas to a solid, this one we must release, this one must release. So this process is releasing, not absorbing, but it must release heat to the surrounding. But this one, that this is a what? This is a solid changing to a gas. Heat must be applied. So meaning somewhere, somehow, this is absorbing. Have you seen? It is doing what? Absorbing. This is what you need to understand. So we've got E, that is sublimation. E, that one is what? Sublimation. Since it is a sublimation, so E, which is sublimation, where we've got a solid that is now changing to a gas, it is sublimation. Another word here that we can put, this is what? It is absorbing. Since it is absorbing, it is an endothermic. Have you seen? It is an endothermic. This is what you need to understand. It is an endothermic. Then we now have F. F, it is also sublimation. F, we've got now a gas changing to a solid. So a gas changing to a solid. Another term that you can use there, we can say deposition. You can use this term. You know things are advanced now, so you can use this term. We've got a gas now changing to a solid. So gas changing to a solid, you need now to understand that this process is releasing heat to the surrounding, releasing exo. So this is what you need to understand. That is an exo. So both processes, you can use sublimation. It is just okay. But it is better you say this one deposition, the process by which a gas changes to a solid. And the process by which this one that is here, that is sublimation. A process by which a solid changes to a gas. You can use this. It is just one and the same. So I want you to get this information and understand it this way. So this is where we are going to end from. I guess you've learned one or two things. Those of you that could like to start lessons with me, you want to be part of this class that I've started, you can WhatsApp me on this number. You are in grade 11, grade 10. Let's start together so that I prepare you for your exams. And maybe you are an internal candidate this same year. We are also doing some intensive revision so that I prepare them for their exams. So this is what we needed to do. This is something that is so simple, I guess. So let's make sure that we understand it this way. Thank you so much. We've revised through together. Thank you.